Hi, Sophie. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to see you again.
Yeah, thank you too.
Can we cover the basics real quick before going deep? And can you tell us who you are?
Yes, my name is Sophie. I'm 29 years old. And yeah, I'm working since almost 10 years as Tante Emma, as a techno DJ. Yeah.
And you've been living in Berlin for a while now?
Almost 4 years.
4 years. Perfect. And where are you originally from?
I'm originally from the south of Germany, from Bavaria.
Okay.
It's a smaller town called Regensburg.
So we met for the first time at your party because you host like the first series of techno-focused events at Blau. And I remember like we clicked immediately. We shared a lot about our common vision over music. But can you tell me a little bit about how you started your artistic journey to begin with?
Yes, of course. I started in 2013 when I randomly accessed a DJ app on my iPad where I slowly got into music and like just editing it out and stuff like that. And that developed into my interest in DJing, which I then started to progress in 2014 with vinyl. And then, yeah, I just did it in Bavaria, and in 2018, I overall gained a lot of success in the south of Germany and became, the artist that I am now. And yeah, since then I'm playing everywhere in Germany and also Europe. And yes, since 2020, I am living here in Berlin and also started my own event series, like you already mentioned, in 2022 in October, where I had my first own event at Kata Blau, which is called Hata Kata. Yeah, that's my way from now.
And is there a story behind your artist name?
It is, yes. In Germany, it's a double-sided word where it's like having, it's a known term within Germans, that it's like some sort of small store, like a Späti.
Okay.
But also Emma is a word for the drug MDMA. So yeah, that's the combination of both.
Oh, I love that. I had no idea.
No, you didn't?
So your career has been gaining more and more momentum over time, and especially recently. I remember during one of our deeper conversations, I pointed that out, and you very candidly shared with me that although you really appreciate all the attention and all the praise you're receiving, you're also experiencing a bit of discomfort with it, which as a result you feel guilty for. And I know that you're very, very grateful for it, but could you share a bit more about where the discomfort comes from?
Yeah, sometimes it's really difficult for me to leave my past behind, because when I grew up in the south of Germany, I was in really conservative structures and therefore couldn't be fully myself when I was younger, because you could already tell, like with my moving and stuff like that I'm not feeling the gender that I was assigned to. So I pretty much got bullied all my time in school. So therefore it's sometimes really hard for me to switch things up when it had effect on my physics and also my psychic, because in my younger ages I got bullied for being myself, and now I'm getting cherished and appreciated for it. Yeah. And sometimes the switch is really hard to do.
I think it's amazing to be so self-aware through the process, and I know that it can be hard to be in that mindset of like, wait, why am I not appreciating this or feeling the joy of being appreciated and being in the spotlight? And I know that, or I hope that you're being really, really gentle with yourself, and I can see that you have so much self-awareness and you're understanding where this comes from. So as a bisexual cis woman, I know that there are challenges that the trans community face that I can't even begin to imagine. And I know that's probably on a day-to-day basis. And it's still happening even though it's 2023. I know in your case, I've seen people connect to you so much when you're playing. And I know that the one part is your skills, but I really feel that the other component to that is that it's so empowering and inspiring to see someone who's so fearless and authentic in being themselves. And I've been really lucky to see that in action with you. What I wanted to ask you is, do you feel like there's a general shift in the way people, or a general societal shift in the trans community being respected more?
I think the overall consciousness that there are more than just two genders is coming up more and more. It is not just about male and female, and also the separation of sexuality and identity is coming more and more important, which is really great because we don't do it because of sexual attraction or something like that. It's because of who we are, and that means a lot for me especially. I mean, there is a shift, but there has to be more done. I mean, in our bubble here in Berlin, there are people that are getting the attention and are in the front of everything, and people are being seen. But overall, in general, I would say there's a long way to go until like trans people do have the same rights than cis people.
Absolutely. When you mentioned the Berlin bubble, do you feel like the general approach is quite different here in your experience?
Yes, of course. Berlin is so diverse and open to everyone. And I also have a feeling that Berlin is giving me really much space and room to really express myself and really have a space within our community, our local community, which is really, really beautiful. I really feel that Berlin is home to so many people that don't feel welcomed within our society, and I feel really appreciated and home here as well.
I'm really happy to hear that.
Thank you.
Because from an external point of view, that was one of the reasons I felt like I connected so much to Berlin, because I can see people being respected for their individuality and having space that in other cities I don't necessarily see them having.
Yes.
But I as well, from my outside point of view, I can see that there's still a long, long way to go. But I'm happy to hear that there has been some improvement.
Yeah, for my daily life, it's an improvement just to not be stared every day or be judged or just have to think about how other people are reading myself, you know. I really feel I can let loose no matter how I look or how people could approach me.
I want to stay unbiased, but I'm so frustrated that such basic things that we take for granted are something that you would have to worry about in your day-to-day life. I'm so frustrated about it.
Yeah,
same. It really bothers me because you and so many people in the trans community are such beautiful human beings inside and out. And my interpretation sometimes is that for one to feel so negatively towards someone just expressing themselves and honoring their own identity, I imagine that there's some insecurity or fear in place where that fearlessness to embody who you are and who you feel that you are threatens them. I don't want to believe that people are inherently evil.
Yeah, I hope so too. I mean, let's hope that like visibility and everything will help out with all of those, like, I don't know, fears or whatever someone has to be, that they judge other people or stuff like that.
Yeah. And I know as well that through your events you've started doing more for the community as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm trying to implement other, like, artists and people that don't easily get the attention or space to, like, develop their own art. So I'm trying to be with booking. I'm trying to focus on Flinter artists, because I am Flinter myself and want to be able to put out a space where people like me can really have a room and express themselves. And also I'm really interested in working with other arts of artists. Like, for example, we always have walking acts within drag queens, or I really do want to have a queer safe space within my own parties.
So one of the most powerful things I feel about art or about music is its ability to transform, let's say, pain or trauma into something beautiful that people can connect with. Has your experience as a trans person influenced you as an artist?
I don't think my identity influenced my musical journey in any shape or form, because, like, the music doesn't care about the gender from the artist itself. But being trans has always affected me in any way. Like, for example, when I first had club gigs in 2016, where I was not, like, too confident within my own identity, I didn't have the ability to go all out and have, like, the impact onto the party that I wanted, because I couldn't go out of myself, because I was too worried that people would know that I'm trans. And then it's all started to shift within my own psychic, that it doesn't matter if somebody knows that I'm trans or not, because it doesn't devalidate if I'm a woman or not. And that was, like, the main game changer within my own personality, which led to me being really outgoing and having a voice where I am trying to embrace being trans is not a reason for you to hold back or something like that. I want to, like, embrace everyone to be themselves, and no matter where you're from or what identity you have, you can make it and be an artist.
And you're being an artist.
Yeah, thank you.
You're embodying it right here, right now. I'm so excited to see you perform again, and I'm so honored that you're part of my event at Tresor coming up in July. Is there a specific moment, a favorite moment that you can share from Tresor?
Yeah, I mean, starting out raving, I always watched, like, the old documentaries about the 90s and how everything started within Berlin and everything. And yeah, that is my first memory about Tresor itself. I haven't had the opportunity to go there in its original location, but you invited me to your party last time, which I was gladly to go, and yeah, that was my first interaction with Tresor, and I cannot wait to play downstairs.
Have you had a specific moment as a DJ that that's kind of stayed with you?
Yeah, I do have a moment where the moment itself touched my heart really deeply. I had a conversation in 2018 or 2019, I'm not sure anymore, but I was walking right in front of a club, and a girl started crying when I was walking next to her. And I was asking her what's wrong and trying to calm her down. And then she stated to me that she's currently going through an emotional breakup with her boyfriend. And she was so excited to see me, because every time she felt like any negative feelings or was sad about the breakup, she were pumping my mixtapes on SoundCloud, and then started to feel good again about it and developed some sort of connection to me without knowing me, which was really beautiful. And yeah, it was the first time I really felt like that my output as an artist has a power, and the music itself has a power to other people.
That's so beautiful. I can understand why that
Yes.
stayed with you. That's lovely.
It really sticks to my heart.
Tresor, can you tell us a little bit about what you have in store for your set? Like a little sneak peek.
Of course, yeah. Well, as I'm on closing duties again, I'm thinking about, pushing out every little last bit of energy out of everyone that is being there, and also playing like right after all those great artists that you've booked is making me think a little outside of the box and doing something different about it. But my approach will be to make you all feel sexy that night.
Oh, I like that. I'm excited.
Yes.
So, thank you so much for being here and sharing so much of your authentic self,
Thank you
which
too.
I could expect no less from you. I'm very, very grateful.
Thank you too. Cannot wait for it to happen.
See you in July.